Hey everyone, this is Manly Badass Zero, and welcome to the Vermander Curse, which is a horror game from the creator of The Man from the Window, where similar to that one, you must prepare for the arrival of a demon in order to protect everyone around you. Quick note that this game has quite a few endings and variations to them, and over the span of this playthrough, you will in fact see them all. You wanted to see me, Mr. Vermander, sir? Apparently I do. Man, I have had... Hannah, why aren't this month's profit as high as last month's? I've been looking over that piece of paper you gave me earlier, and I don't like all the numbers on it. I can't make heads or tails out of that dang thing. They raised the threshold on how much you need to donate in order to get your tax deduction, remember, sir? They did what? When was this? Sir, I've been reminding you about this for the last 8 months. But it's actually fine, though. You still end up saving way more money than if you didn't get the deduction, so... With the good Lord as my witness, I am being swindled. I will not stand for this. No one gets over on J.P. Vermander, no sir. Not now and not ever. But sir, now then, where have I been donating all my hard-earned money to again? The hospital, sir. The hospital. Which one? There's only one in town, sir. The only hospital in this god-forsaken backwater town, and they still have the nerve to swindle me of my money. Well, I know exactly how to handle a situation like this. Prepare the ritual, Hannah, and go fetch my robes. Of course, all like completely successful rich people have rituals that they can perform when they're being swindled. It's just a normal thing. They just get their robes out. The ritual, but Mr. Vermander, sir, please. This is entirely uncalled for. The people in that hospital have done nothing to you, sir. Besides, the difference in profits between this month and last month is only about 1% less, sir. That's nice and all, Hannah, but I don't remember asking. Now go. We don't have time to waste. Notify me immediately when everything is ready. Okay, sir. What's this game? I give this dev credit. Their games have interesting premises. Rat. Hello? Hello? Anyone home? I hear you. Give a gal a minute. Yeah? Hello there. Dr. Ida, I presume. That's me who is asking. Fantastic, I'm Morden, the nurse whose transfer request you received. Transfer request? What in the world are you talking about? You aren't aware? Julie read the email concerning me. We don't get no regular internet out here with Sonny Boy. Only thing we get out here is that old satellite connection. Ouch. We ain't got that either. Ouch. If you're here to help, that ain't about to complain. You got a lot to learn, so you better pay attention, because I'm only saying this once. I'm all ears, Doctor. Are we playing the rat? Oh boy! When patients come in, I write their information down on this here clipboard. Let's see. Back injury. Tooth removal. Well, good luck. Severe hand injury. Wouldn't it be better to use the computer instead? No, we all analog here. No. The waiting room is over here. Ain't much to say about it. All the magazines are older than I am, and ain't none of them worth reading no more. Oh my. We got 8 rooms. 3 occupied and the rest ain't. Mr. Lang Boyd is over in room 6A. He had a pretty bad back injury, but we fixed him right up. Miss Tammy Gills is in room 1A. She ain't one of them teeth pulled, and we ain't got many options for anesthetic. So I gave her some of that old-fashioned medicine to keep under the sink. Nice. She'd be a little dizzy for a while, but everything else went smooth as silk. Impressive. There's a woman over in 2A, too. Poor thing cut her hand real bad on her job. They tried to hide it. Her boss found out and sent her here. I even managed to figure out her name. So I wrote her down as Jane Doe and patched her up. Ah, mystery. Wonder who she is. We ain't known to ask too many questions around here, Mr. Morton. We're here to help. Got it? Understood, Doctor. We got 2 bathrooms, an operating room, and something like a kitchen. Oh, excellent. The lights here don't work half the time. We keep our medicine supply in the OR, but most of the bottles are empty because the budget ain't paying to refill them. And there ain't nothing ever in the fridge, so don't even bother checking. Oh. There's probably some dashed hopes in there. Does anything in this hospital function as intended? Not really. And that's about it. Let's head on back to the front desk so we can get you signed in and start your first shift. So in this world, it looks like... Because I'm assuming this is this developer's like world. Like there's like a weird connection or whatever. So it's animals and humans. And it looks like they all live together. The old sign-in sheet is somewhere over there. I suggest you go ahead and start searching for it yourself. Because I ain't about to come look for it. Understood, Doctor. I'll find it. And meanwhile, I better go make my rounds, check up on the patients. Come and get me if you need something. Okay, so I thought I was going to be playing you, but apparently I'm playing, I apparently can see my snout. Okay, that's a first for a game I've played. Interesting. Doctor, I mean no offense, but this workstation isn't very well set up. Have you ever considered better organization for such important documents? I ain't getting paid to organize things, sonny boy. So I know exactly where things are when I need them. Works for you, then I guess we'll just have to adapt. They actually maintain the height, too. So, like, we are in the model. It's not just like... You know, because a lot of games like fake out your body, right? It's just an invisible thing. Maybe hands at the tops. So here's the waiting area. I still do not know the premise of this game. All I know is someone's very upset they're losing 1% of their money. And... oh my god. And, they're doing the ritual. They're getting the robes out. How you feeling, dear? Hey, Dr. Ada. What are you doing here? Still ain't sobered up yet, huh? Nope. That's good. That's fine, dear. At least that tooth ain't gonna bother you no more. Just give it some time and try to get some rest, okay? Okay. And we're not just limited to mammals, apparently. You belong in Sucker for Love. Maybe a spin-off. How you doing, dear? Okay. Hand's fine, no? Ain't got nothing to worry about. It'll grow back good as new. Good. Thank you. You're most welcome, dear. Try to get some rest and I'll check back in later. Yes, yes. Yeah, I'll just regrow back, you know. Then we have a natural reflection. Nothing in here. Useless. Wow. You got some scary teeth. Everything alright in here? I'm fine, Doc. Matter of fact, I feel like I could walk out of here right now. See, can't even laugh about it hurting him. That's exactly why I said Lang, baby. Please stay off the roof. It's dangerous. We can pay someone else to clean the gutters. But did he listen? No. We until I left for work and then tried to get up there himself. One little gust of wind, and next thing you know, bam, straight into the hedges. You know, I could have done it if the wind hadn't picked up. That's not the point. You should never been up there in the first place. Doctor, can you please give this man something to fix his terminal lack of common sense, please? Sorry, honey, but we ain't got nothing to fix that. Now you two try to take it easy, alright? I'll be back later on. Alright, that's everyone. I better get back on to Mr. Morton. Rat. Dr. Ida. The phone started ringing while you were gone, so I answered it. And? The caller won't stop going on about rituals and demons, among other things I don't understand. It may be best if we talk to her. There's always something. These people seem to all have problems with demons in this world. Honey, slow down. None of this making sense. Please, you have to get out of there right now. My boss just summoned an actual genuine demon and now you're all in danger. Yes, this all makes sense. And who do you work for again? J.P. Vermander, madam. Who is that, doctor? He's some rich city boy who moved out here when he inherited his family's estate. A lot of folks around here have to pay him rent just because his family owns the land. Yes, that's him exactly. I know all the details, but there's a blood pact and a demon and a curse and all kinds of other stuff. Because this all makes sense. This is completely normal, by the way. You need to leave now. Once the clock strikes 10, you won't be able to leave. Honey, that's less than 2 minutes. Ain't no way we're getting everyone out here that fast. My goodness. I didn't expect the stakes to be this high on my first night. I'm committed at this point. As if we could do to help our situation. I did go snooping into a few old journals kept by the Vermanders. Based on what I've read, if you can make it to sunrise, the demon will leave. But there's a bunch of rules you need to follow in order to keep yourself safe. For example, every hour into sunrise, the demon will enter the place it was summoned to. It will travel down the nearest hallway in search of blood. Specifically your blood. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I need that blood. Its own rules prevent it from opening doors to search for you, so keep those closed. Right room you're both in right now. Reception area. You need to keep that in mind, alright? When the demon arrives, make sure you're all in the same room as when the ritual started. If someone isn't, the demon will know. And once it knows where someone is, closing the doors won't stop it. So make sure you're in the same room when the ritual started? If you're ready, I can tell you what to expect once 10 o'clock hits. I ain't about letting no demon run roughshod over here in my house of healing. Just tell us what we need to do, honey. Okay, here's what's going to happen first. A demon places a lot of emphasis on windows for some reason, right? It'll try to use its powers to open up windows around itself. The window demon. You're gonna need it, and I cannot stress this enough. You're gonna need to close any and all windows before the hour is up. Leave one open. The demon gets stronger. You don't want that, alright? If you finish with everything you need to do before the hour is up, try staring at a clock. I'm sure it'll help pass the extra time faster. I'll stay on the line just in case you need me to repeat something. Good luck and please be careful. Good luck. Doctor, are things usually this hectic around here? Not really. Usually ain't got no more than about 1 or 2 patients in here at once. We got 3 in here tonight. That's not really what I meant. So close all the doors. Timmy says happy. I'm not quite sure this mechanic fully works. I mean, we're just gonna learn... Yeah, that's gotta close. I know. The kids, Lang. What do you think about them? Little heads are probably worried sick by now. I know. I owe them an apology for making them worry. Now you one too. You two alright in here? Yeah, we're fine. Well, holla if y'all need something now. Yeah, as you can see the time right there. So there's not even, like, no one in these rooms. So, like, I probably could just leave the door open. Okay. Let's go back and close that door. The time was 11 p.m. All the windows had been closed, and then it arrived. Okay, so it enters for over there. Damn! Doors closed! I can't open doors, for I have no hands! Here's what's gonna happen next. You'd be surprised at how much the demon's power is resonating with electronics. It can gain access into the phone lines to try to gain power too. If you notice the phone continuously ringing, then that's exactly what it's trying to do, alright? That's gonna sound crazy, but you'll need to pick the phone up and listen. Pay attention because this part is important. If you hear anything, and I mean anything on the other end, you gotta recite this mantra. Your presence is not welcome here, you must depart immediately. Huh. Don't worry, you will remember when the time comes. If there's sounds on the other end of the phone, then keep quiet. Silence means it hasn't probably figured out the phone's location yet. You don't want to give it any clues, right? Doctor, you look tired. That's 'cause I am. Let me help things this hour. You should rest. So I'm assuming we have to go back out. Oh god, I'm tall. Everything is again? Anything do? Please. You're fine. Jobline, now you're probably gonna miss work. Who knows how they'll react? Heck, now I'm missing work. I know. We'll be fine. Watch come morning, I'm gonna walk out as good as new. I sure hope so. There's probably like multiple endings in this. Hey. There's someone in the mirror looking at me. I believe that's you, ma'am. Strange things are happening tonight. I need you to go back to your room, please. My bad. I'll go back now. Okay. I thought I heard a phone ring? This one. You listen closely. You don't hear anything from the other side of the phone. Say nothing. You can sense that the person on the other end of the phone has departed. So we good? Doctor, why is this hospital in the state that it's in? What do you mean by that? Well, there's hardly having any supplies here and you seem to be understaffed. Plus we're lacking a lot of modern equipment. Mr. Morton, we're a small outpost in an even smaller town. We ain't got much to work with here. We take what we have and make it work. I see. Time was 12 a.m. All the windows have been closed. All the phones have been answered correctly. But by this point, the payments given to Miss Jane Doe early in the day had long worn off. So wondering if there was anything that could be done to help, she went to attend inquiring about, I had to give you pain meds. And then it arrived. Well, goodbye. I was curious if the pain meds were things we could actually pick up. Jane Doe had done all she could to hide her injury from others. Her reasoning was driven by the knowledge that even a simple hospital visit could result in her never seeing her family again. Unfortunately for her, this fear was realized by entirely different means. Okay, so there's more dynamics in just us surviving. What was that noise? Please tell me you didn't forget something. You can't let this thing do any more damage than it already has. So please try to focus, listen to this. Here's what's gonna happen this time. The demon will try to draw power from any lights it can gain access to, right? You'll know it's inside a room trying to siphon the power when the lights start flickering. When it happens, all you need to do is enter the room, close the door, and shut your eyes for a few seconds. You're really gonna need to use the space inside your mind to focus for this to work, Spacebug. You don't want when the light stops flickering. Make sure you do it right, okay? If you don't, then... I ain't tired anymore. You can let me handle the things this time. That's good to me, Doctor. You take this hour and then I'll take the next. Doctor? Yeah? You must be extremely talented to somehow manage this entire hospital by yourself. Think of something, boy? How do you do it? What do you mean how? You know nobody else gonna do it, so I got to. I'm the only doctor this town has had for the last 46 years, Sonny. At this point, they need me just as much as I need them. Amazing. Alright, let's get going. Well, I guess we don't need to care about this room anymore. Here. How long do I have to hold this for? Yeah, we're good. I might as well just leave the doors open for rooms that don't have patients in them. Listen closely. Let me from the other side of the phone. Because at least then I know, like, if anything's going down in those rooms. Just promise you won't go doing something that's reckless again, alright? As a nun, I'm officially staying far, far away from the roof of the ladders, too. So we can save some extra money if I... Lying! Ah, I'm kidding. Look at me like that. Okay, you're good. Where is the axolotl? You need to go back. So we all keep the shredded cheese? We ain't got none, honey. Sorry. You need to go down and get yourself back to your room now. My bad. I'll go back now. Yeah, you can grab pills. Okay. I had a suspicion about that one. But we're good. Windows are closed. Close this. Close this. You still have plenty of time to do the stuff you need, at least right yet. The time was 1 AM. All the windows have been closed. No lights have been left flickering. All phones have been answered correctly. Then it arrived. Rarg. I'm looking for open doors and windows, because I can't open things. I feel like if you're that rich, you should have hired a bear demon. Ah! I like how this is like an expanded concept of the man from the window. Here's what's gonna happen next. There's something about the demon's power that resonates with TV signals, right? It'll turn on any TV it can manage to gain access to. They never show anything besides static once it takes control, but it's still bad. If it happens, just turn the TV off, then that'll kick it out for a while. But don't leave any TVs that's controlling on, alright? It won't end well. Okay. So what about you, sonny boy? There's a lot of other places you could have transferred to. I didn't yet figure out why you wouldn't have picked this one. I thought this would be the best decision for my daughter and I in the long run. A nice quiet town in the countryside sound ideal for us. Of course, it wasn't as quiet as I thought it would be. But still nice. Well, Mr. Morton, if we make it out of this, I'm throwing you both a nice little welcome to town party. Now that'd be just lovely, Doctor. Okay. You are once again missing. I guess that's gonna be your gimmick. You're just constantly gonna go missing. So we should have one phone that's gonna ring. Yep. You're whispering. It's like the mantra. You can sense that the presence on the other end of the phone is departed. Oh, no, wait. Close my eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're good. Turn off the evil TV. I think my back's beginning to start hurting again. Because the medicine I had earlier wore off or something. We need to get you pills. Jasmine. What? Thanks for staying here with me. Sorry to put you through all this. I'm just glad you're okay. We can do everything else later on. I'm gonna grab you those pills right now. Payments are kept here. Hey, man, please. Shouldn't makes it happen tonight. I need you to get back to your room. My bad. I'll go back now. Okay, you're back there. Did the phone, did the TV, did the lights. Here. Sir, I bought you your scheduled pain medication. Just in time. My back was starting to act up again. Whew. Close your door. 125. Check all the windows. Should be good, should be good. Close this. Close this. Batten down the hatches. Time was 2 a.m. All windows have been closed, all televisions have been turned off, no lights have been left flickering. All phones have been answered correctly, and then it arrived. There's one final thing this demon is gonna try. Ritualistic candles. It's a power that manifests them inside its area of influence. It's vital in every report that if you see one, you extinguish it. If you let it keep burning, the demon will be able to draw power from it. It won't try anything new after he gets to this part, so you don't have to worry about any more new rules. But I almost forgot something. This part is important too. Whatever we do, make sure you don't... Oh boy. Oh god. Listen closely. Don't hear anything. Say nothing. So you're asleep. Looks like we're under multiple attack now. Can't target. Nose in the way. Okay. Close my eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're good. Everyone here is asleep. Close the window. Close the window. Yeah, you target every window. Now, is there any final dynamic you can throw my way? I think we're good. Double check everything. I'm not gonna start any wind like mirrors. Afflicted mirrors could be a theoretical death trap. Okay. Let's see if there's like a new dynamic we don't know about. Time was 3 a.m. All windows have been closed. Television has been turned off. No lights are left flickering. Phones answered correctly, candles extinguished, and then it arrived. Rarg. Seriously, I need to, like, learn how to open doors. Okay, nothing going on here. Close that window. Phone. Voices, recite. TV off. Lights flickering. Close my eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're good. Can't see anything really going on here. Window. Candle. I mean, the other role could just be like, oh, don't let anybody get eaten by it. Hence why it explains the bad endings in so many words. Time is 4 a.m. Windows been closed, television turned off, no lights, phones, candles arrived. Seriously, I'm really getting sick and tired of this. Like, I need to learn to open doors right now, because I'd be eating people right now. Like, it's a simple pushing motion. I don't know why I can't do this. This is why all the other demons make fun of me. Okay, so... I keep worrying about this room here. Okay, we got a phone call. Don't hear anything. Say nothing. Evil TV. Close that window. Go in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're good. Nothing evil going on. I do see a candle at the end of the hallway. Okay, got you. I think we're good. Is this gonna count as dawn, or 5 a.m.? Windows, televisions, lights, phones, candles. The sun began to rise up in our little town. The demon could not stay in this world much longer. It had already fulfilled its side of the Vermander Pact, so it departed from this world back from whence it came. Dr. Ada and Nurse Morton had both survived. They were finally safe. So we'll probably get the mediocre ending. The worst bad ending, where it would probably be like, all the patients die. I'm trying to debate if you can get the 2 main characters dead, like one survive, one live. However, no one ever came forward to report the disappearance of Jane Doe. She was simply gone, almost as if she never existed in the first place. But she did exist. And both Ada and Morton did all they could to cast light onto her disappearance. But sadly, a demon kidnapped a woman that no one has any information on doesn't get you very far. It cost an innocent and hardworking woman her life, but Vermander's plan had been stopped, much to his disappointment. But of course, there was nothing stopping him from trying it all again. I guess there was a certain fitting aspect to that, the fact that only one victim I had was Jane Doe. Alright, let's get the other endings. So they actually change rooms, it's completely randomized. Close that one window. So we actually have a better layout. Windows closed. Okay, first night done. Interesting enough, also what's randomized is the what thing you have to watch out for. How you feeling, ma'am? Yes, okay. Excellent, that's exactly what we want to hear. So rather than the phone call being one of the first things we experienced, it was a TV. I'm gonna skip through these dialogues because they're gonna be the same things we've seen. But yeah, okay, the axolotl's gone. But I still will talk to the NPCs because they will tell you if they need anything. back to your room. Okay, we closed the window. We did the other thing. We know for a fact that the first time they introduce the mechanics, they're only going to do one of them. It's only like the final 2 nights where they do all the mechanics at once. 12 a.m., windows, televisions, then it arrived. Okay, then it's gonna be lights. One, two, three, four. Here, best rest in a long time. Okay, you're good. You don't want any painkiller. You need painkiller. You ready? It's midnight, darling. Oh. You're good. There's TV. Pain meds. Here, it's time for some more pain meds. Alright, everyone in? Buckle up. Windows, TVs, lights, and then it arrives. Should be phone, the next mechanic. Yeah, phone lines. Hurting us again. Anything to do? Please. You need pain meds? We'll fix you right up. Jasmine, thanks for staying. Okay, so no one needs pain meds here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fix that light. Put that, close you. You need to go back. Don't look in the mirror, because it may be very well trapped. I guess that could be another mechanic that's kind of a secret. You may or may not need pain meds. I'm not quite sure yet. Yeah, I'm hearing that phone. And TV. See nothing. Okay, we're good there. There we go. Check on the axletol. Okay, no, you're good. Got you scheduled pain medication, so you don't go wandering. All clear. Windows, TVs, lights, phones, Then it arrives. And then we'll do the candles. It seems like the candles are always going to be last. Okay, look. So a candle could be in here. Well, at least you partially know what that room is for. Close that. Everyone goes to sleep, so you don't have to worry about the, Supposedly you have to worry about the meds anymore. Get some phone calls. Kind of scary. Set the mantra. We're good. Window. Window. Flickering lights. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Going for like every window. All good. You got a little spare time, just double check everything. We good? Time is 3 AM. Windows good. TV's good. Lights, phones, candles, then it arrives. Okay. Lights. Close that in behind me. We good. Phone. Shallow breathing. Okay, phone is clear. Room's clear. Where is the evil candle? Usually there should be at least one evil candle. I mean, there's no guarantee it has to be an evil candle, but like, you'd think you'd see one. Maybe one of the bathrooms had it. Yeah. Do a double check of everything. Everyone's asleep. Everyone's doing good. We're in. Lockdown. Time was 4 AM. All windows have been closed. All the televisions have been turned off. No lights have been left flickering. Phones have answered correctly. All the candles have been extinguished. And then it arrived. Okay. Lights. All good. I'm hearing an evil TV. Don't hear anything. Say nothing. Clear. Window. TV. Candle. I think the last candle is pretty much like always at this door. Because I think it was there last time too for like the last night. Like I said, we have plenty of time, so it doesn't hurt to do like a double pass. Obviously, if you're going for like a bad ending on purpose, that doesn't matter. But if like you're going for the good ending, you might as well like double pass it. Why not? Okay. 5. Almost 5 a.m. All the windows have been closed. TVs, lights, phones, candles. The sun began to rise upon our little town. The demon could not stay in this world much longer. However, in direct violation of the Vermander Pact, no blood had been spilled that night. The most important part of the pact had not been fulfilled, which meant that the agreement was now null and void. After generations of being enslaved to the Vermander family, the demon was finally free. Are you gonna, like, come and hang with us now? Like, hey, man, I'm sorry all about that blood thing, you know. I had, like, it's a job, you know, it's a living, I'm a wagey. But hey, you know, it's all cool. And though it did not have much time left, it knew exactly how it wished to spend its final moments. Oh my god, it is. This dev likes that kind of like ending. Oh no, it's going for Mr. Vermander. Hannah, what in the world are you doing back here this early? Hannah? I want your money. Maybe your soul, too. Oh, it's you. Don't you have some work to be doing? What do you want? Why you look at me like that? Don't you go forgetting that you work for me, mister. I command you to get out of here. Why won't you listen to me, you stupid... The angry howls of the demon echoed throughout the town that morning. And then the estate fell deathly quiet. As it turned out, Hannah had left the Vermander estate that previous night. She had been far too tired to return home after feeding instruction through the phone all night. Instead, she fell asleep in one of the manor's empty rooms. She was awakened by the awful noises emitting from upstairs. Hannah climbed the stairs and quickly made her way over to the office. Inside there lay J.P. Vermander, beaten, unmoving, and absolutely mangled. But against all the odds, he was still alive. Hannah had a choice to make. A large part of her wanted to simply leave him there, to give him the same disrespect and disregard that he showed to others. She turned to leave. But deep down she knew that this wasn't the right thing to do. And as bad as he was, she would not stoop to his level. So instead she called for help. He's got to go to the hospital. In an ironic turn of events, J.P. Vermander's life was saved at the very same hospital he had tried to rid himself of. Despite their rightful and justified anger at the man, Dr. Eda and Nurse Morton treated him no different than any other patient, and he was soon on the road to full recovery. During his stay in the hospital, he was given a room near the front. Day after day, he watched the patients as they came and went. He watched as the hospital's only doctor and sole nurse did their best to help every person that arrived. And as he watched, he realized something. Those confusing numbers on that little piece of paper actually meant something. Those numbers represented actual people. People with lives and emotions. People that just wanted to get the help they deserved. He took a near-death experience at the hands of an angry demon, an intensive stay in the hospital. But JP finally felt something that no Vermander had felt for a very long time. Remorse. And he vowed he would do everything in his power to try and make amends. However, due to the pact being broken, most of the wealth and power he granted was soon lost to crippling debt. With no more options, JP sold off his estate and assets to pay his dues. And the last remaining bit of his fortune was donated to the hospital. As a sign of goodwill, Dr. Ida let him stay in one of the vacant rooms until he get back on his feet. He is currently working as a food delivery driver to make ends meet, as he isn't qualified for anything else. Though he does miss his money and his old lifestyle, in the end he's just thankful to still be alive. Morton settled into his new job as nurse just fine. Despite the rough first night, he grew to love the strange new town and its people. In the end, he knew that the decision to move here was the best one for both him and his daughter. Ida is still the best and only doctor in town. She plans to use the donation money to renovate the hospital, so that they can provide the best care possible for years and years ahead. And now that they had an actual budget, she decided to hire an accountant. What's her name? Hannah happily accepted the position as her old job was no longer available. She's glad to finally have a boss that appreciates her hard work. And though it took a while, she did eventually forgive Vermander for all his misdeeds. The hospital had a bright future ahead of it, and everyone was on good terms. And that's all that mattered. Okay, that's definitely the good end. So let's go for like... I'm assuming there's like a really bad ending where all the patients are gone. So... let's try doing that. And I also want to see what happens if we get grabbed. Just gonna leave that door wide open. Time was 11, but the window had been left open. And suddenly the demon began to grow stronger. And then it arrived. Hi. Okay, so I just went for the other one. That demon was in here. I never seen nothing move that quick before. It threw Mr. Morton up like it was nothing. Oh no. This is the house of healing. How dare that Vermander do this to us? We just want to help people. Believe me, ma'am, I know. We can deal with him later. Right now we need to focus. Besides, how much the demon's power is resting with electronics. Okay, and let's just try getting him over. Let's just have both of us get grabbed. You're technically safe. Let's just leave you there. No been left open. I'm left ringing. And now almost fully manifested. Apparently multiple people can wander out of their rooms. Like, do you, like, only eat one person and leave? Or, like, do you just, like, go for all of us? Okay. I guess you just kill the first person you see. On the day of his accident, Lang Boyd's mind was not of the potential consequences of his actions. Far from it, in fact. His mind was instead on how happy his wife and children would be after he cooked their favorite dinner. A dinner that he could not afford to make, unless he used the money he saved by cleaning the gutters himself. The grass intentions had now unintentionally doomed their entire family. This game is depressing when you go for the bad ends. I'm just gonna close that door. Window. TV. Phone. They will draw power for a third and final time, which enabled to fully manifest. There will be no stopping it now. With power fully realized, the demon was no longer limited to the confines of the hospital it was summoned to. One can imagine the destruction a powerful all-seeing demon could bring upon a small and unsuspecting town. This compounded with the fact that the only hospital in the area was now out of commission. It led to one of the darkest nights in the town's entire history. Though in the end, J.P. Vermander got to keep his extra 1%. That's all that mattered. Okay, I'm gonna try a run where I just get everyone killed. Except, like, the last player character. It might just be, like, it's just a variation of the mediocre ending. just based on who dies, just like what text you get. Like I said, we'll see. And then the worst ending is letting the demon get full power, because like the entire town gets almost wiped out. So we're primarily, I mean, you're not gonna really see me do this, but I'm still gonna like go and do the puzzle aspect. I'm just going to be leaving doors open, so all the patients can be like wiped out. You guys first. We already saw your bad ends. I'm not gonna like bother showing it or reading it. Okay, and that's just gonna be Tammy's death. Under normal circumstances, Tammy Gills was known as an awkward and shy person. She hadn't wanted to visit the hospital, no, quite the opposite. It was only when her tooth pain became unbearable that she finally made up her mind to have it pulled. A decision that would ultimately be one of her last. Okay, Jane Doe's gonna die. Once again, we've seen this dialogue, so I'm not gonna like be reading or really showing it. Or so just kind of skip to the end. The sun began to rise upon our little town. Demon cannot stay in this world much longer, or if it will decide. So it's departed. Dr. Ida managed to survive. She was finally safe. However, an investigation into the 4 different disappearances that happened that last night, or that night, was launched. An investigation that compromised by Vermander's influence. Despite her innocence and the lack of evidence, Dr. Ida was charged and convicted in connection with the disappearances. Without her being present to run things, the hospital that had faithfully served the community for decades now stood abandoned. Unable to get the medical help that they so heavily relied on, the town suffered. The only other person who knew the truth left was Hannah, but soon she too had suddenly disappeared. And upon searching her home, the only thing they found was a strange lit candle. In the end, J.P. Vermander got to keep his extra 1%. That's all that mattered. Okay, let's see what happens if everyone dies. No one can make sense of it. Both Dr. Ida and Nurse Morn had suddenly disappeared without a trace. No signs of a struggle, no signs of forced entry. Absolutely no clues as to where they'd gone. They had both simply vanished. Without Dr. Ida to run things, the hospital that had faithfully served the community for decades stood abandoned. Now unable to get the medical help that they so heavily relied on, the town suffered. But none had suffered as much as Morn's now orphaned daughter. She was now alone in a completely unfamiliar town with no idea what could have possibly happened to her father. The truth, however, was only known by Hannah. She feared what might happen should Vermander ever figure out her involvement trying to prevent his plan. What she wanted more than anything was to pack up, leave town, and go somewhere very far away. Somewhere she could be safe. But her meager salary as a secretary didn't allow for this. So she continued on working for someone she both feared and despised, too afraid of what he may do should she try to quit. With Hannah's silence, no one could ever tie the disappearances back to anyone or anything. And J.P. Vermander got away without consequence. Untold amounts of misfortune had been brought upon the small town, but in the end, Vermander got to keep his extra 1%. That's all that mattered. Quite a few endings. Like, there's only like 3 real endings on paper, but there's like a lot of variances. Hey! Dr. Ida and Nurse Morton had both survived. They were finally safe. So this is the ending where the Gutter's dad dies. However, investigation into the 2 different disappearances that happened that night was launched. Investigation that was compromised by Vermander's influence. Despite their innocence and lack of evidence, both Ida and Morton were charged and convicted in connection with the disappearances. But at Ida run things, hospital with half a history community for decades now stood abandoned. Okay, so it seems like Jane Doe is a unique ending in itself, because they are Jane Doe, they're not, like, known. But everyone else is like, because they got 2 people in that one. Unable to get the medical help they needed to rely, town suffered, but not suffered as much as Morton's daughter. It's only had to grow up without her father. The only person who knew the truth left was Hannah, so she disappeared. Upon searching her home, nothing found was a strange lit candle. JP Vermander guys went 1%. Okay. So everywhere they get arrested, his daughter has issues. So, like, I can see where the ending starts to overlap here. So let's try ending where the nurse survives, and the doctor dies. And all the patients live. So the monster always gets whoever you're not controlling. Nurse Morton had managed to survive. He had finally saved. However, an investigation into the disappearance of Dr. Ida was launched. An investigation that was compromised by Vermander's influence. Despite his innocence and lack of evidence, Nurse Morton was charged and convicted in connection with disappearance. With being behind bars, his daughter suddenly had to grow up without her father. She was now alone in a completely unfamiliar town, all for no fault of her own. Later, pursuing the truth left was Hannah, but soon she too had suddenly disappeared. Searching her home, the only thing found was a strange lit candle. In the end, JP Vermander got to keep his extra 1%. That's all that mattered. An investigation into the disappearance of Tammy Gills was launched. An investigation that was compromised by Vermander's influence. Despite their innocence lack of evidence, both Ed and Morton were both charged and convicted in connection with disappearance. So the only unique death ending is some variations with the Doctor and Nurse, and then the Jane Doe. Town suffered, Morton's daughter. And then you have, like, the ending just kind of alters a bit based on some other factors. So you see overlapping of text in the endings. Ma'am, the demon! This Superior stole the doctor away! I didn't see someone move that quickly before. Oh no. I can't handle this on my own, ma'am. I can't do it. Try staying calm, please. You know I'm still here with you. You can do it. Just stay calm and I'll guide you through the rest, okay? You're right, ma'am. Lost my coat for a little bit there, I'm sorry. It's fine, I'll get through this. Now then. So I'm just trying to see if there's an ending where all the patients are alive, but then all the hospital staff are gone. So I ironically need to protect them, or they'll interrupt basically, doing this ending. If it is a unique one, we don't know that. Rat. No one can make sense of it, but both Dr. Aiden and Nurse Morton had suddenly disappeared without trace. No signs of struggle, no signs of forced entry, and absolutely no clues as to where they'd gone. They both simply vanished. But Dr. Ida run things, hospital safely restored the community. Town suffered. Okay, so that's the Morton and the Ida ending. And then Hannah stays alive. Okay, so it's not really a unique ending. It just puts the variances in there. So that's it for the Vermander Curse. That is all endings. All variations of those endings. I kind of think it's funny how this developer has gotten extremely popular. Kind of tracing back to be kind of giving a lot of exposure to the Man in the Window. And I think there's like clones of these games now. There's mods and like other games. There's all sorts of stuff going on. So it's not the first kind of series I've given a lot of exposure to and kind of set off a tidal wave, but is definitely one of the more unique ones I have. And I kind of chalk that up to is that these developers' games, they are of the management style, which is kind of like, I always call them like management horror games. Like Freddy, basically Freddy's the one that really started, as far as popularity anyway. But they have a distinct style. I think we all know what that is. It's not something you really see in a horror game usually. They have actually not that bad of writing, which is funny. It's actually pretty down to earth, and you actually have some decent endings and like cutscenes actually with these games. They're like not really serious. They're kind of like tongue-in-cheeky, a little bit like schlocky, but they're actually not bad. And then the scenarios they make are kind of fun. They're kind of like unique and stuff. They have a certain like pace and feel to them that actually feels somewhat satisfying for like an indie horror game. So I was seeing that the developer actually did not like this game. They or at least they thought it didn't come out as well as they thought it should have. But I actually think it's, as far as like the concept of what they're doing with each one, where each one's like a management one. The one with the diner does have the unique gimmick of like memorizing recipes and everything, and trying to remember like the riddles they tell you to like pick them. But as realization of their concept, what I always say, like they tend to like put all their mechanics at the very tail end, or it's like the game's too short or so on. This one is the most balanced of them all. So they took the advice of like, you gotta introduce the mechanics a little bit, and then you gotta like give us some chances to play with all of them at once. So keeping track of everything. So it was like a lot of little small things, and you had like little dynamics of like the patients kind of getting up and stuff like that. Overall, a kind of fun little arcadey thing. I actually like these devs' games, at least, as far as like gameplay anyway. Which is rare for horror games, because usually they're either more literal Freddy clones, or they're walking sims. Neither of which are bad in themselves, it's just a very common. But yeah, anyway. So if you go for watching me play the Vermander Curse, I'll see you guys later, and take it easy.